Selamat siang, but that's the only bahasa Indonesia that I know of. I used to come to Indonesia quite often, but I'm coming to Jakarta now after 4 years. Last I was here was in 2019, before the pandemic, and it's good to be back here. I used to have a lot of batik shirts, but during pandemic I've put on weight and those shirts don't fit me anymore. So yesterday evening I got this shirt, which now I fit in. But my wife reminds me that I have to lose weight. That's the essence of it. It's good to see all of you. It's the first time I'm doing a silent conference, so I hope you're able to hear me all right. I'm able to hear me. But it's fascinating to see the digital theme of this event called Digital Transformation. So I know I'm standing between you and the lunch. And I don't know about you, but I'm very hungry. So I'll try and finish it on time. I don't have a lot of slides, and my messages are simple, right? What we're going to focus on in the next 20 minutes is the data aspect of digital transformation. As you can imagine, as the previous speakers have talked about the digital transformation, one thing is there would be a lot of data. So we'll talk about that. My name is Pratyush Khare. I'm from Pure Storage, and we help customers store and manage data on their digital transformation journey. As I mentioned, one thing is for sure. If you are on a digital transformation journey, you will have more data. In fact, lots of data. 90% of the data that we have today was generated in the last 1 year. And by the way, this hasn't changed. If I'm on the stage next year, I would be saying exactly the same thing. 90% of the data has been generated in the last 1 year in the world. And about the data, there are 4 things I want to talk about that we've helped with customers. Number 1, cyber attacks. I think every one of us are concerned about the cyber attacks. They are on a rise. The number of cyber attacks during pandemic went up 14 times. 14 times. It's because the attackers need money. And during pandemic, they were trying to get this money via the digital means. So we'll talk about how we can help customers protect data against. More data means you have to buy more storage. I mean, you can go on cloud if the application is suitable for cloud, but if it's not suitable for cloud, you got to keep it on-prem. You have to buy a storage array. It lasts for 5 years. And what happens after 5 years? You migrate the data from the old hardware to the new hardware, and you pay for the new hardware. You buy it again. It is an expensive proposition. And again, the more data you have, the bigger the problem becomes. And then we'll talk about data center space, power and cooling. Sustainability is a big deal. We want to be able to be on this digital transformation, but not at the cost of our kids' future. We want to give them a better world. We want to give them a greener world. We'll talk about how we could help in helping you on the digital transformation journey, but keeping it sustainable, helping you save energy, helping you save data center space. So before I go into these 4 topics, I want to just quickly introduce Pure Storage. You all know Gartner Magic Quadrant. This is a Gartner Magic Quadrant for external storage. And Pure Storage has been rated in the leaders quadrant. We are actually on the top right corner. And we have been in that quadrant for last 10 consecutive years. So we are, according to Gartner, are really good at what we do. By the way, we shipped our first product in 2012. So after we shipped our first product, we were ranked in the leaders quadrant, and now we are at the top number 1 position. So let's get into some customers. That's analyst. We have more than 11,000 customers globally. We have quite a few of them in Indonesia. If you want to know more about us, we have a booth outside. Please come over, you're welcome, and we can give you more details on that. It's a busy slide, but right in the middle of it, it's a net promoter score. It's a net promoter score of Pure Storage is 81.4. Net promoter score is a very simple thing. We ask our customers, how many of you would recommend Pure Storage to your friends? It's a simple question. In our case, 81.4% of our customers say they would recommend us to their friends. And by the way, 81.4 is a phenomenal score. How many of you have used iPhone? Raise your hand. iPhone? Yeah, it's considered one of the best technology, mobile technology. Do you know what is the net promoter score of Apple? It's about 60. So I just wanted to say 81.4, we are really pleased with the support and the confidence our customers have shown into us. 20% of our revenue is spent back into our R&D. And it's important because there is a reason why we are number one on the Gartner Magic Quadrant. Gartner, and we shipped our first product in 2012, and from 2013 onwards, we have been number one. And the reason is we are investing a lot in R&D. We are the disruptor in the storage industry. We are the Uber of the storage industry. We are the Grab and the Gojek of the storage industry. So, you remember we talk about 4 problems. So this is the number 1, cyber attacks. I would not go into the details of how we do it, but I'll tell you what we do it. About cyber attacks, I say one thing. It's not a matter of if you will come under attack. That's not the question. The question is, it's a question of when would you come under attack? And I always remind our customers and say, you got to assume that at some point in time you will be attacked. Because attackers are becoming smarter. And there are 2 strategies. One, to prevent the attack. This is where you invest money on firewall, network security, which is to prevent the attack. And I think that's very important. But I also remind customers, don't forget about recovery. You should also have a good plan that if everything else fails, you should be able to recover your data quickly. And a lot of organizations that I work with don't focus too much on the recovery because they are so confident about the prevention, they assume the attack would not happen. And my suggestion is, assume the attack would happen, what would be your recovery strategy? So Pure Storage, we provide data storage solution. We guarantee our customers that if our customers come under attack, we guarantee we will be able to recover the data within 1 day. It's a guarantee. We are that confident. If everything else fails for you, we would help you recover the data from an attack. Now, it's a very tall promise. If you want to know how exactly do we do it, what's the technology behind, there would be a session tomorrow. My colleague will talk about in detail how exactly do we do it. But here is a customer, Euronet. Euronet is a customer, European customer, but we work with them in India. What do? They process digital payments. They do about 1 billion transactions a month in India. India is a big country, 1.5 billion people. They do 1 billion transactions a month. The digital payments, online shopping. They are an existing customer. They came under attack. I still remember it was Monday, 9:20 a.m. I got a call. And 9:20 a.m. I live in Singapore, it's 7 a.m. in India. And I got a call from a CIO of Euronet saying, PK, we need your help. We came under attack. And we cannot have a downtime. You know why we can't have a downtime? Because they process payments for online retailers. If they cannot respond for 11 consecutive transactions, the online retail website stops sending them the transaction. Every transaction is how they make money. So a 1 hour of downtime will make them lose about $10 million business. And he said, it's 7 a.m., he says, I need your help in being able to recover data. And we shipped additional storage to their to their site, to the data center. It took us about 3.5 hours. We were able to recover the data and bring the application up in about 3.5 hours. And since then, Euronet, of course, has been buying more storage from us, but they're also a public reference for us. Hardware. Those of you who have deal with storage, you will know the way the world buys storage is you buy a storage today, then it's a hardware. Hardware will go end of support, end of service. So after 5 years, what do? Or after 6 years, after 7 years, you buy another storage because the storage you bought 6 years back, 7 years back cannot be supported. The spare parts are not available anymore. So you buy another storage. You spend the money again and then you migrate the data. Pure Storage is different. Our hardware never goes end of support ever. So if you buy a Pure Storage array today, it will be supported forever. This is what we call evergreen forever. And how do we do it? Very simple. With other storage vendors, when you buy their support, all you're paying for is a call support and software upgrades. But after 5 years, they would say, sorry, these hardware components are not in spare anymore. You have to now buy a new hardware. When you pay a subscription to Pure Storage, when you buy support from us, we give you 2 supports, hardware and software. And for hardware components, if any component in the array is coming end of life, we know that. We will proactively go replace that component at no additional cost to you. It is built into the subscription, which is the new architecture we introduced in the storage industry, which is one of the reasons why we are number 1 on Gartner. Nobody else can do that. It will save you a lot. Again, imagine if you're on a digital transformation journey and you have lots of data, you would never have to buy another storage ever again. You will not have to migrate data from the old storage to the new storage. It will live forever. And here is an example of LinkedIn. Everybody knows LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a big customer of Pure Storage. They bought an array in 2012 and they're still a customer. It's 2022 last year. They migrated from generation 1 to generation 4. All of these upgrades happened at no additional cost to LinkedIn. They did not pay for these generation of hardware. It's built into the subscription, number 1. Number 2, when we upgrade that, there is no downtime, there is no data migration happening. So if you want to upgrade our controller, it happens within 2 hours. No downtime, no migration required. Again, something we introduced in the industry back in 2012. One of the reasons why we are number 1 in Gartner. So if you're on a digital transformation journey and you're generating a lot of data, with Pure Storage, you would not have to worry about migrating the data and doing the storage tech refresh. The last one. We want to do this journey in a sustainable fashion. I don't want to go to my grandkids and say, Grandpa, you were irresponsible when you were younger. We want to be on this journey sustainable for our kids. Everybody knows Meta, Facebook. If you want to know more about Facebook and Pure Storage, all you do is Google. Just Google Meta, Pure Storage. That's it. You will find a blog on Meta's website on why they chose Pure Storage. Meta built one of the fastest AI supercomputer in the world, and they chose Pure Storage for that. Of course, performance was very important, but this is what happened. On your right-hand side is Dell PowerMax, one of our competitors. So to give Meta a capacity that they needed and the performance they needed, this is the amount of data center space that was required, 84U, nearly 2 racks. With Pure Storage, all they needed was 11U. So Dell needed 8 times more data center space than Pure. More data center space means more energy consumption. More energy consumption means more heating. More heating means more cooling. That means more energy consumption. So we are 80% more energy efficient than most of our competitors. So that's another way we could help you in your digital transformation journey. This is my last slide. When I present all of that, usually my customers ask me, so Pratyush, you are so good, you must be expensive. And I say, well, we are all flash. So today, or in March, we announced our all fast file and object storage at 20 cents a gigabyte. This is US cents. 20 US cents a gigabyte. If you are looking for a fast file or a fast object storage for your AI applications, for your machine learning applications, we have the solution available to you at 20 cents a gigabyte. This price includes 3 years support also. There's no gimmick. We announced this publicly in the first week of March. It's available on our website. So all the goodness I talked about, the ransomware attack recovery, the best data center footprint and energy footprint. We talked about no need of buying another hardware. Hardware will never go end of support. All of those capabilities are available to you at this price point. And with that, I thank you for your time. I hope you enjoy your lunch. Thank you.